Hello, you guys. So now what we're going to do is get into really, you could say it's manipulating images, but it's really not. What it is um, well, so what we want to do is when we click this button, we want to rotate this image. Okay? And we're going to use what we do in this video in order to create a banner, okay, which will float. Not float, but it will slide and it will change the picture at the top of your web page. And what's really important here, you guys, is if you master, or not master, but if you pay attention, if you patiently try to understand the techniques that are in this video, you will have a much better ability to create your own banners at the top of web pages. And you know those sliding banners that you always see them, right? There's a big picture and it slides this way and then another one slides. Well, let me give you an idea, actually. Okay, you see here, well, let's do this. All right, you see how here we've got like this, you see how that switches? You see how it switches, flip, 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 okay? So the ability to do that, right? The ability to do that is, well, there are some fundamental principles, and we're gonna learn how to do that. But once you understand these techniques, you will be able to apply them in really many different situations. Okay, not just in this particular one. Now, so let's take a look. What I've done is I have in my images folder, okay, inside my project, I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 images, and I have named them 0.png, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I started at 0 because it's just, arrays, an array will start at 0. So I'm just used to it. It's just normal for me. And we want to cycle through, we want to flip through these images one at a time, displaying them on their web page. Now, I purposefully I did that on purpose, I chose the numbers, because we're going to increment a variable and slowly go through them. All right, so first of all, our image width, 120 pixels. I don't really care about the formatting right now because I just want to show the JavaScript, okay? All right, so let's see here. Well, first, okay, after we click our button, oh, by the way, you guys, this will probably be a 2-part video group, or group of videos. There, I'm going to do this over 2 videos, maybe 3, but probably just 2. Okay, just to let you know. All right. So the first thing we want to do is we'll create a variable called source. And actually this, I'm going to get rid of this right now. I'm going to get rid of that right now. In PHP Storm, you just go into inspections, JavaScript inspections, and I really don't, general, okay, or unused. Let's see here. Let's see if that does it. All right. Just a second. There it is. Good. All right. I don't like that on that one. So what we want to do is we want to grab that image. Okay, we want to grab it. Okay, so we're doing that there. And I called it my image, if we recall. It's my image. Okay, we can see it right here. Okay, and so my image attribute and its source, right? Okay, so the .attr, that means attribute, right? And the src, that means source, right? The source of the image. So right now, the source of the image, it's in the images folder, and it starts at 0.ping. So what we want to do is we want to start at 0 and then go to 1, then go to 2, then go to 3, then go to 4, and then check if it's 5, and if we find a 5, we'll go back to 0, right? Okay. Now, there's a lot of coding here, so you guys need to be patient and ready. This is going to take a little bit, and I'm going to also show you a kind of debugging technique. And I think you will like it. I think you'll like it. It's very, and you'll see it in just a moment. Okay. Now, right now, we know that I want to get access to that number, right? It's starting at 0, but we want to make it go to 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, etc., right? So I want to get access to that. So we're going to use some JavaScript string functions. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to take our string source, we're going to hit dot, and then we're going to call a method called split. And we're going to pass to that method the string a /, right? Because we know we're going to split it. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to split this right here. And this particular method, it returns an array. Okay? It returns an array. And the first part of the array will be everything before the /. And the second part of the array will be everything after the /. Okay? Okay. Alrighty. Now, let's do this. Let's see what is in the second part. Now, in an array, we call an array like this. First split, or we access the elements of an array this way. So here, that would be the first part. Okay, and this one here, this would be the second part. Because remember, arrays are 0-based. Again, arrays are 0-based. All right? So this will be the first part, and this will be the second part. So let's just do this. My test equals the first split plus second part. Okay. And we'll do this. Now, we can use this method. It's called alert. And what it does is it will create a dialog box, essentially, and it will print out a string. So we're passing in our test. Okay, all right. So let's refresh the page. All right. Okay. So it popped up over here, up above, but that's because I made the browser window small because it's easier to do these videos that way. All right, so here's the first part, images, and the second part is this. Okay, so if we remember in our code, here, this is the first part, and then we had this thing right here, okay, and this is the second part. So it split this in two parts. There's the first part, images, okay, and there's the second part, .ping or 0 png, right? And why did I do this? Why did I show you that? Why don't I just go on and keep coding? Well, the answer is because sometimes with JavaScript, it tends to fail. The errors in JavaScript tend to be very silent. They don't tell you where it's occurring or where the problem is. So what we can do is we can go through step by step and test our variables and test what is happening. Okay? All right. So let's go on just a little bit further. All right, we've got that. We can put that test over. We can take that away right now. We're going to continue to test though. You may have heard of test-driven development, okay? And this is like an approach to coding. And I think it's a very good approach, okay? It's kind of like a billy goat, right? It's like a goat. Now, you may think, oh, why are you going so far into this now? Well, this is a beginner's course. There's stuff here, but there's stuff here for intermediate people, but I think it's important to know about this. Let's say you know what a mountain goat does? A mountain goat will test each step. Test, test. How can a mountain goat climb so high? What they do is they always test each step before they jump. They never do something crazy. They go step by step. And that is how a mountain goat, well, sometimes I guess they jump like that, but usually there's some crazy places like here. How can a mountain goat get here? How can a mountain goat get there? What they do is they test step by step. And then they know if there's a problem. If one variable has some kind of problem, they will stop and then fix that problem and go on to the next step. All right, so at any rate, coming back into our code, that's called test-driven development. All right, so now what we want to do is let's create something called second split, and that is going to be the first split, right? And then we're going to split that again. Okay, we're going to split that again, and this time, what are we going to do here? We're going to do it at the dot. All right? Okay. And let's do this. Well, okay. So let's test that. Now, I don't... All right, so there, we've got it. We've got our 0, don't we? We've got our 0. All right, that's what we're looking for, because that is when we're going to be able to do what we want once we've got that integer. Once we've got that number, okay, we're going to be able to do what we want. Okay, so with the second one, we split it. All right, so we've got that. Yeah. So what we'll do is we're going to do this. We're going to call this image number, and that is going to be second split 0. Okay, we've got our image number. Now that we've got it, we can do a couple things. We can do image number equals image number plus 1. Okay? But there's a faster way to do that. We can also do this because what we want to do is right now we're at 0, right? Now we want to take this and add 1 to it and go up there, right? Now there's a faster way to do that. We can do this image number plus plus, all right? Now, okay, you guys, so what we're going to do is in the next video, we are going to continue from here. Again, this is not finished. It's not finished, but I'm going to break it into 2 videos.